Welcome to the Jeffers Brief, only on Contra Radio Network.
Hello again, Intelligentsia. John Jeffers here on the Jeffers Brief. Got a lot to get to. If you are a little bit behind, go back about 2 weeks. I did a show when we talked about artificial intelligence, AI. For those of you wanting to know, yes, the periodontist did a number on me, as you can tell. I got the bruising. Bruising. Hey, it's better. It's gone down. Yes. Somebody emailed me, and it looks like you're in a fight. My response was, it feels like I've been in a fight. I haven't had that feeling for over 10 years since I retired. So, yeah. Getting back to it, getting distracted here. So, you need to go back and listen to that episode, because today we're going to talk some more about AI, because a lot of you don't understand it. And for being preppers need to understand at least the basics of what what AI is. Yes, I still have sutures between my gums and cheeks. So yeah, sometimes the words don't come out right. They're not pronounced correctly. So just bear with me. Only got a couple more weeks. Hopefully by next week, the stitches start to dissolve. It's a whole process. Anyways, so I was going to do some stuff, but then this came in the mail yesterday from Shaw Galani. Some of you have heard the name. Some of you don't know. Now, for being a prepper, you need to know at least a little bit about AI so you know what you're dealing with. I'm here to give you that information. Now, for those that don't know, Shaw Galani, he made all his money in the stock market as a disruptor. What that means is he looks for companies that are forging ahead in places that the majority of the market overlooks or ignores. He finds these companies and then pumps money into them and watches them go because they're disrupting the whole market. That's what they're for. Okay. Anyways, enough. So I got the Manward Money Report mailed to me. That's what he calls his publication. I opened it up and I said, well, I've got my subject for the next Jeffers Brief. And it's going to talk, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I want you to have somewhat of a working idea, again, of what AI is. As a prepper, you need to know this. At the end, you'll know why we as preppers need to know what AI is, what it's capable of. So let me get started with it. So bear with me. All right. This is Shaw Galani's article. So when he's talking about when I say the word I, it ain't me. It's Shaw Galani. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. He starts off by saying, early in my career, I bought the first commercially available brick cell phone, the Motorola Dynatac 8000X. It had minute-by-minute cell tower access and talk time charges. I remember those. The cell phone, the phone debuted in 1984 and weighed 2.5 pounds. Far cry from the zombie boxes we got now, right? So just 10% of consumers took to that beast or others like it. But 25 years later, 96% of the world owned a cell phone. It's true. Personal computers debuted in the 1980s, but it wasn't until 2016 that 89% of the world owned one. And the internet went public in 1993, but it took 23 years for it to reach an 88% adoption rate. AI's proliferation will far outpace that of all those other technologies. To say AI's adoption rate will be unprecedented would be like calling the Grand Canyon a ditch. AI is already everywhere, and it has been for a while. Most people just didn't realize how widespread AI was until ChatGPT came on the scene. AI is here, and it's going to make a lot of people a lot of money. Now, I asked you, email me. I'll give you the 4 or 5 companies that Shaw Galani thinks is going to profit hugely in AI in the next, 5 years. No one has taken me up on it. I don't know why. Look, it doesn't cost a lot to open a brokerage account. Throw in $50 and you're ready to roll. So, anyways, I whether you do it or not, it's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I've never done that. Never done it. Okay. All right. What's going on here? All right. Sometimes it freezes up. So, as I said, it's going to make a staggering amount of money. And it's already doing so. Tech stocks are on fire. NVIDIA, for example, has gone up an astonishing 200% over the past year. And the sector is just getting started. By the way, do not invest in NVIDIA. That ship has already sailed. So OpenAI's ChatGPT. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformers, a type of neural network that blew folks away when it launched back in November of 2022. I remember that because that was when I had my heart attack. I became a member of the Zipper Club. It saw 1 million downloads in its first 5 days after going public. Serious. 2 months later, the novel, easy-to-use AI tool had a 100 million monthly users. I wish I had that. Just for this, my show. It'll never happen, I know that. I'm just saying. So after 1 year, after its debut, ChatGPT, as I said, had 100 million weekly active users and more than 180 million monthly active users. That's just one AI product. One large language model. That's LLM. Remember that. You'll see it quite a bit. LLM. It's large language model. Trained on massive data sets that enable deep learning algorithms to recognize, translate, predict, and generate text and other content. Yes, you got it, right? You're with me on this, right? All right. So according to IBM, a pioneer in the field, remember Gary Kasparov's chess match with Deep Blue in 1997? There are 3 kinds of AI differentiated by their actual and potential capabilities. Artificial narrow intelligence, sometimes referred to as weak AI. Weak, kind of like Democrats' morals, weak. The only type of AI that exists today. A weak AI model can be trained to perform a single or narrow task, often far faster and better than a human can be. This type of AI has several subcategories, but the 2 we are all familiar with are reactive AI and limited memory AI. Reactive AI systems, think IBM's Watson or Netflix's recommendation engine, have no memory. They are built to perform specific tasks. Their output is based on statistics and data. Generative AI tools, which include LLMs, large language models, remember, like ChatGPT, Bard, and Deep AI. Virtual assistant chatbots like Watson, Watson Assistant, Siri, Alexa, and Cortana, and even the systems behind self-driving cars are all limited memory AI programs. Limited memory AI programs can recall past events and outcomes and monitor specific objects and situations over time. Yet while limited memory AI programs can use past data for a specific amount of time, they can't retain that data over a long period of time. Then we have artificial general intelligence, or strong AI. And that exists today only as an idea. I disagree. When a strong AI program actually gets developed, It will be able to apply the knowledge it gains to accomplish new tasks in different contexts without needing humans to train the underlying models. And lastly, there's artificial superintelligence or super AI. Per IBM, and this is kind of scary, guys. This is IBM. Listen up to this. This is a quote. If ever realized, super AI would think, reason, learn, make judgments, and possess cognitive abilities that surpass those of human beings. Now, what makes most folks worry about AI is what IBM says next, and this is why we are preppers. We gotta learn. We gotta know at least the base of what the hell we're dealing with. Most of the the Gen Zers and Xers or whatever don't have a clue what they're dealing with. All they know is that, hey, it's on TikTok. And off they go, the little thumb wars. Anyways, so what IBM says next is application possessing super AI capabilities will have evolved beyond the point of understanding human sentiments and experiences to feel emotions, have needs, and possess beliefs and desires of their own. Yes, you heard me right. Meaning, we're in trouble. If the machines learn to think for themselves, and it's going to happen. You know why? Because there are enough people on this planet who are arrogant enough, narcissistic enough to believe they and they alone can control AI. AI will not be constrained. It will not be controlled. I don't care what they tell you. Mark my words, fellow preppers. Write it down. Put the date, today's date. Oh, yeah, Jeffers said this way back when. Telling you. So, I'm telling you all this so we can see how much more there is to come from AI. And we're really in the first inning of this ball game for both personal and business uses. AI tools have quickly gone from fun to play with to full speed ahead. Don't believe me? Email Dave Kirshner over at Dave Kirshner Lightning Round. His company has ordered him to start looking into AI for the use for his company. Make no mistake, it is here. I also believe if the singularity is not already occurred, I think it'll be here probably in the next year or so. And that's when things become real interesting for the human race. Now, in a recent McKinsey survey of global executives, one-fourth of respondents say they use AI tools for work. Almost one-third said AI was a priority for their board's agendas. 40% said their companies had plans to increase their investments in AI this year alone. Think about this. Companies, executives, and employees use AI, mostly ChatGPT, to craft first drafts, to summarize text, to design personalized marketing programs, and to identify trends in customer needs. Chatbots have taken over customer service. Many companies use ChatGPT to help them respond to customer emails. And AI models can forecast trends and anomalies, draft highly technical documents, write code, and create new products. Now, companies have pretty much been forced to incorporate AI tools into their operations. They know full well that if they don't, they'll be left behind. 3/4 of executives in that McKinsey survey expect there will be a significant disruption in their fields as AI adoption explodes. Deloitte's latest State of the AI in the Enterprise report revealed that 94% of business leaders believe AI will be critical to their success over the next 5 years, with ChatGPT driving consumer adoption. The generative AI market could double every other year over the next decade. That's massive. So there's no question AI will transform businesses and create value in many ways. Now I'm talking about lower cost increased efficiency, new growth opportunities, accelerated product and service innovations, and new discoveries and insights related to business practices. Corporate executives and managers are increasingly touting AI applications and AI investments in their quarterly earnings reports and in press releases and through general marketing channels. Whether they're actually using AI or just spinning the narratives investors want to hear is a question worth asking. They're not giving the answers right now. So according to PricewaterhouseCoopers, 73% of U.S. companies have already adopted AI in at least some areas of their businesses. Globally, more and more companies are touting use cases where AI would enhance products, process, and profits, and stock prices. And here's the thing. We're talking about just one sliver of AI's capability. Improving a business's bottom line is great for shareholders. It is. But there are some truly astonishing AI developments happening across many sectors, especially healthcare. It's an area I'm looking forward to exploring in the future. You know what? I agree with them. I think AI is what AI could do for human healthcare is boggling, and it's coming. There's no stopping it. I'm just telling you. So when it comes to AI, almost everything in the business world is at stake. Investors are going to have their work cut out for them, separating the pretenders from the legitimate, the paradigm-changing juggernauts. And that's okay. Many folks are worried about how AI will affect them, their jobs, and the world as we know it. So the questions do remain. There's good reason to worry about where AI is taking us, especially if super AI is ever achieved. Even OpenAI founder Sam Altman has warned of existential threats to mankind from AI. If that's true, why the fuck did you invent it? Because I can control it. That's the only reason he can come up with. That's the only answer there is. There is no other answer to this. If he was so worried about it, why did you make it? Why did you invent it? Why did you create it? Oh, I can control it. I can constrain it. Of course you can, you narcissistic douchebag. All right. While I'm dyed in the wood as a fair free market capitalist, I am convinced AI needs a regulatory framework. That isn't going to happen. Oh, sure. And the public face will be, yeah, we've got it under control. You know that at DARPA and the DOD and all the other defense departments around the world with all the different countries, they're in the basement playing around with this crap. You know they are. They haven't been invented yet, and you know they can't be trusted with it. You know that. All right. So it's critical for AI developers, financiers, business individual users that there are rules in place that address how AI is developed and used, how much and what kind of transparency is needed, how data and whose data will be used, and how issues of bias, intellectual property and privacy rights, third-party risk, and security will be addressed. Will we be guaranteed traceability or clarity of output? Will there be mechanisms and rules in place to ensure that consumers are informed if AI was used to create something? Ah! Oh, yeah. Will applications provide information on the rights, capabilities, and limitations of systems and safeguards? As you can see, there's a lot to consider. None of these questions has been answered by any would-be regulatory body anywhere in the world. And please, don't say the United Nations. Now, don't even get me started on those ass fucks. Though there could have been attempts. So these questions have to be addressed. They have to be answered. AI has to be the subject to human oversight in order for it to serve mankind. But right now, the AI sector is like the Wild West, and that is true. And investors who seize the opportunities it's presenting stand to make a lot of money. Well, there you go. Now you got an idea what LLM is. When you see it, what it can do, what Chat GPT is actually working on here. All right. What else we got here? Oh, yes. Hold on. There's more. Then what we got here? Nope. No, I don't want to see that just yet. Oh, yeah, we'll get to those. We'll get to them, too. They're not off limits. Just hold on here. I'll be right back. I'm going to put it on pause. All right, back. All right. As I told you, as preppers, we need to know about AI. We need to know what it is. How do we have to know how it works? No, we do not have to be experts to know how it works, but it helps to have a framework of reference for it. Now, Gab has put together a great little thing here about AI, and we're going to do it right now. Why? Because it's necessary. No, we're not going to take any music breaks or anything like that. This is too important. Now, according to Gab, if you're not on Gab.com, you should be. Over the past year, AI has exploded in innovation and popularity. But many people still have no idea what it does, how it can improve their lives, and some people are also highly skeptical, even afraid of this new technology. Being afraid of this technology is not a bad thing. It creates a healthy respect. Kind of like fear creates a healthy respect. So, which is why I believe it is important that we educate everyone on exactly what AI is, and more important, what it isn't, at least what it isn't right now. I know this is going to get crazy. So let's give you a high level primer on what AI is, how it works at a high level, and how you can use it in your day to day life. Conversational AI technology, like our service Gab AI, is powered by what is called an LLM. Remember that? Talked about at the very beginning. It stands for large language model. It's like a super smart computer that can understand human language and help us with many tasks. So, what exactly is an LLM? Get this, boys and girls. And if you have a beer or whiskey, start drinking now, because your imagination is going to start running away with you on this one. So imagine you have a super smart friend. You do. You have me, who has read the entire internet with all the words and phrases in the world. When you ask this friend a question or give him a task, he searches through his big brain of knowledge and finds the best answer or solution for you. It's similar to running a Google search, but instead of providing you with hundreds of links to websites, it's providing you with a direct answer to your question instantly. So how does LLM work? Now we talk about the framework. Here we go. Imagine you're playing a game where you need to guess the next word in a sentence. An LLM helps you guess those words. That super smart friend knows billions of words and how they fit together. The LLM has read lots and lots of sentences from books, so it knows which words usually come after each other. When you give it a sentence, the LLM looks at the words you've already written and tries to guess which word comes next based on what it's learned from all those books. The more sentences the LLM has read, the better it gets at guessing the right words. That's how it predicts that words, or will predict what words will come next in a sentence. And it's a really good guessing game. This is similar to autocorrect spelling feature on your phone. Autocorrect also tries to guess the right word, but it focuses on fixing spelling mistakes instead of predicting the next word in a sentence. It looks at the letters you've typed and compares them to words it knows. If it finds a similar word with a correct spelling, it suggests that word as a replacement for your incorrectly spelled word. So both the LLM and the autocorrect are like smart guessing tools to help you find the right words, but they do it in a slightly different ways. So how do you use it? Well, to communicate with the AI, you use natural language, like you're talking to a friend over text. This is called prompting. A prompt is a set of instructions that tells the AI what to do or how to behave. Imagine it being like a recipe for a robot. Okay. It tells the AI what it should do and how it should do it. Just like a recipe, the instructions are clear and easy to follow. When the AI gets a prompt, it follows the instructions and does what it's told. Here are some good examples of prompts. Number one, write 10 reasons why Gab is a superior platform to Facebook. It just is. Number two, write a blog post. By the way, Zuckerberg doesn't care about Facebook and doesn't care about Meta anymore. He is solely focused like a laser on AI. That's true. Number two, write a blog post about the benefits of a meat-based diet, including scientific research and personal anecdotes to support the argument. Number three, summarize key points on a state of the global economy and its impact on everyday consumers. Number four, provide a step-by-step recipe for making homemade pasta from scratch, including the ingredients, equipment, and cooking instructions. Number five, translate a paragraph from French to English, ensuring proper grammar and sentence structure. There. So how can you use this technology in your daily life? We just gave you 5 examples. I'm going to give you 5 more examples of how Gab AI can make things easier and more fun for you. Before you people who are really sensitive, aka snowflakes out there, do not go to Gab, do not go to Gab.com. Do not get on Gab. You will get your feelings hurt over and over and over and over again because it is a free speech platform. It is a rough and tumble place. You could get your feelings hurt. So if you're easily offended, if you're a snowflake, if you're easily moved to tears because someone disagrees with you, you should stay on Facebook. It's a safe place for you. Gab is for adults. There. Okay, as I said, we're going to give you 5 more examples, writing and editing. Now, Gab AI can help you write better emails, stories, blog posts, even school assignments. My sister-in-law is a teacher. She teaches junior high. And I asked her, we talked about AI over dinner last Saturday. And she was telling me that they have, what did she call it? And for lack of a better word, they when kids turn in their paper or whatever it is they turn in to do the reports or whatever, they can run it through a program, and the program will be able to tell the teacher whether AI composed it or did not compose it. So there. But anyways, you can do school assignments with it. You can check your grammar and spelling. But see, and that promotes laziness. I can't stand it. Making sure everything you write is clear and error-free. I understand that. Okay, great. For writing and editing, great. Students, you need to learn these things. This is the problem. AI can make humans really lazy. As if, the current generation, was it Gen Xers or Gen Zers, really need any more prompting to be any more lazy, uneducated, and ill-informed as they are. Do they need help in that area? Translation. Here's another one. Do you have friends who speak different languages? Gab AI can translate words and sentences from one language to another, so you can easily communicate with everyone. How's this one? Translate this to Russian. Please don't detonate your nuclear weapons. Translate that. Entertainment. Now Gab AI can recommend movies, TV shows, and music based on your preferences, so you always have something new and exciting to enjoy. You can also write poetry, blog posts, and more. Speaking of which, I've been watching that new series on Apple, Masters of the Air. Excellent. Next is learning and exploration. Interested in discovering new things? Gab AI can help you research topics, answer your questions, and even teach new skills. Summarizing. Don't want to read a long article or blog post? Simply paste the text and ask Gab AI to summarize it for you. Now, there. That's about all I can find as we can right now. What do you think? I want to be, you know what? I'll be honest with you. It's here. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon, my friends. It just isn't. What else we got here? There's a Cold War with China over AI dominance, and it's already here. This is from Newsweek, believe it or not. February 9th, as a matter of fact. Gordon Chain. I like Gordon Chain. He's a conservative. I like him. And he writes this. He says, officials from China and Russia met in Beijing this month and had a detailed exchange of assessments on the use of AI for military purposes. The meeting confirmed the closeness of the Russian and Chinese approaches, said Russia's foreign ministry. The meeting, according to Hong Kong's South China Morning Post, which, by the way, is not a bad paper, was part of a broader strategic coordination between Beijing and Moscow on traditional emerging areas, from military and foreign policy to space security and critical materials. It was the South Morning Post a few years back that broke the COVID story, what was going on in China. Oh, yeah. And nobody in the world listened to him until I think it was it The Guardian? No, what was the other one? One of the British newspapers broke the story, and then people started listening. By that time, it was running free as could be. So yes, China and Russia are ganging up on the U.S. on AI, and China in particular has a reason to do so. The Chinese regime is trailing in the AI-powered fourth industrial revolution and needs help. On their own, it's unlikely that either China or Russia can best America in the race for artificial intelligence. Technology analyst Brandon Weichert told me. Together, however, they can. Thus, China is increasingly looking to Russia for assistance in competing with and defeating the Americans in the Great Tech War. Weichert, also the author of Biohacked, China's Race to Control Life, says already Chinese and Russian firms are cooperating and more than they have in decades. They're exploring joint ventures, especially in AI. Many analysts expect the future of AI to be Chinese, Beijing wrote Amy Webb in Inc. In 2018, has been building a global artificial intelligence empire and seeding the tech ecosystem of the future. China, she says, is poised to become the undisputed global leader, and that will affect every business. Webb is not the only China booster. China's advantages in size, data collection, and national determination have allowed it, over the past decade, to close the gap with American leaders of this industry, wrote Graham Allison of Harvard's Kennedy School in December 2019. That was 4 years ago. It is currently on a trajectory to overtake the United States in the decade ahead. So far, the promise of China has yet to be realized. The biggest obstacle facing China's quest for AI dominance is the availability of the world's most sophisticated computer chips, Weichert notes. Simply stated, despite great effort, China still cannot make them. They cannot make them, but they are willing to steal them. Beijing has stumbled in building the semiconductor industry despite pouring tens of billions of dollars into the effort in recent years. Semiconductors, for instance, are part of the infamous Made in China 2025 initiative, and that's a decade-long program to achieve self-sufficiency in crucial sectors. It's not a bad idea. China cannot manufacture state-of-the-art 3-nanometer chips, which Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company has been making. TSMC, as the company is known, is the world's leader, producing some 92% of the world's sophisticated chips. Still don't believe Beijing is going to launch an invasion of Taiwan, and for nothing else, to get hold of that manufacturing company. Not to mention, they also realize their 50-year dream of reunification. Anyways, so how advanced are China's manufacturers? The country's fabs can manufacture 7 nanometer chips, which were found inside Huawei's Mate 60 Pro smartphone offered for sale last August. The chip is manufactured by China's SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation. China has touted a breakthrough by mass-producing 5 nanometer chips for a new laptop from Huawei Technologies. It's called the Qingyun L540. But as Bloomberg News teardown ultimately revealed in January, the laptop's chip was in fact made by Taiwan's TSMC in 2020, not by China's SMIC. So in December, Shanghai-based NIO unveiled a self-driving chip, the Shengji NX9031. The EV maker will be the first Chinese car company to use a 5 nanometer chip. SMIC, that's the Chicom company, believes it will be able to make 5 nanometer chips as early as this year. If it does so, it will be the equipment from AMSL, the Dutch company with a near monopoly on the sale of extreme ultraviolet lithography systems. Well, the Netherlands, under pressure from the Biden administration, revoked export licenses for sales of AMSL's most advanced chip-making machines to China. The revocations were late. There was a surge in Chinese purchasers of such machines. China's imports of lithography systems from the Netherlands increased 1,050% in November from the same month in 2022. China has also evaded America's semiconductor restrictions by smuggling chips in live lobsters and prosthetic baby bumps, among other things. Many argue, one way or another, China will be able to obtain chips and chip-making equipment, so Washington's export bans are useless. No, they're not. They're effective because they materially slowed China's progress in the race of the century. At the moment, American prohibitions on exports of chips and chip-making equipment are leaky, but they will be tight because of the Wall Street Journal told us in December the chip wars are metastasizing, which means they're getting bigger and getting out of control. Semiconductors are in everything with an on-off switch. Keith Kroc, a former Undersecretary of State and chairman of the Kroc Institute for Tech Diplomacy at Purdue, told me, the U.S. and the free world cannot cede this critical industry to China's Communist Party, our foremost global adversary. At the moment, U.S. companies have powered China's advances in both semiconductors and artificial intelligence with $3 billion. As the House Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party reported this month, that flow of capital will probably end soon. Why? Americans are beginning to understand what's at stake. China's overtaking America on AI could fundamentally alter the global balance of power against the United States, Weichert states. And as the director of White House Science and Technology Policy, Arati Prabhakar told the Financial Times, in the United States, we understand that we're in a moment where American leadership in the world depends on American leadership in AI and getting rid of the Democrats and Joe Biden. No, I add that last sentence. But Gordon Chang is the author of The Coming Collapse of China and the Great U.S.-China Tech War. You can follow him on X at Gordon G. Chang. I like Gordon. I've seen him many times on Fox News Channel and especially on Fox Business Network. So, yeah. Okay. Where are we here? All right, my friends. That's it for this issue of the Jeffers Brief. I know. Thanks for listening. Don't panic on AI. Learn what you can. It doesn't hurt to use AI because the more you use it, the more you become familiar with it. When you become familiar with something, it has a tendency to break down any fear you may or may not have with it. That doesn't say that AI is not dangerous. It can be. My thoughts are, and this is how it would play out. This AI is running so far ahead of anything any institution in the world could do to try to control it or constrain it. That's my opinion. Until next week, thank you again for downloading and listening. If you like it, hey, give us a thumbs up, rate us on whatever platform you're listening to. I appreciate it. Thanks again. I'm John Jeffers, Contra Radio Network, for the Jeffers Brief.